I want to prepare you, estranged parents, for what might happen. And I tell you, if your kids have a step parent and they were involved in your children's lives when they were teens, and in my case, my kids would go see their dad once a month, and they come home and talk about their stepmom and how everything was had to do with her, and her son came first, and that they didn't really care to go over there. And I'd say, you know what, is she nice to you? And oh yeah, so she was nice to him, probably because she was afraid of me, maybe. Because I'd speak my mind, and I guess, I don't know, maybe I was nice to her. She came to my house. We had dinner when their dad was overseas. I invited her over. I wanted them to have a healthy relationship with her, but she knew that if something happened, I'd speak my mind. But I was always kind for the most part, and that was that. So your kids, might have not really liked their step parent because, maybe they were jealous or whatever the case. But you made the best of it. And now you're estranged from your children. And who's spending time with your kids and your grandkids? Is that stepmom that they didn't like? That's got to be one of the most craziest things. I'll tell you my story. My kids, they'd struggle going with their dad the one Saturday a month they saw him. And came home and they were frustrated. And I said, make the best of it. You see him once a month. It's whatever. And that's just the way it was. I never, ever turn my children against their dad and their stepmom. Never. And you can't, there's no proof. I can tell you that even if my kids don't like me, they'll tell you I did not. I did not. And so then they disconnected, and they went to their dad and their stepmom and all that. That's just what happened. And then my youngest daughter got married, and I got pictures of her wedding and of the bride and her mother, and it was my daughter and her stepmom. And I thought, that's just the way it is. And I know for a fact my ex-husband and his wife, the two people that dug their heels in the most when it came to parental estrangement and trying to tear us apart. Oh yeah. You'll see that your ex, their step-parent, they're in family pictures, and they're being called grandma and grandpa, and they're getting birthdays, holidays, first steps, the ultrasound pictures. They're on Facebook with them. And I'll tell you, you've whatever it takes. I know it's tough, but you cannot retaliate, you cannot react, you cannot rebut, and you cannot, did I say react? I know. You got to hold your stuff together when you see that kind of, those kind of shenanigans. That would never happen to me. It'll happen to you times 10. But what can you do? You really can't do a whole lot of nothing about it if they choose a relationship with their dad or their mom who's never around. You say, why would they do that? There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like I said before, we can't ask the questions why. All I know is I had to let them go. If they have a relationship with them, that's on them. There's nothing I can do about it. I can pray. I can give them to Jesus. I can give them all to Jesus, really. But I just have to say, it's not easy. But what I did was I became less and less exposed to it. I stopped searching Facebook and stopped asking people for pictures or for updates. And can I get pictures? No, I stopped getting all of it. Out of sight, out of mind. I guess it makes it easier. And really, there's nothing I can do about it. So just wanted to say, just please don't search. Please don't ask. Please don't look. Please don't beg people for updates. When I saw pictures of my daughter's wedding and I wasn't there and she was with her stepmom, I'll tell you, that was tough. So I just think, had I not seen it, out of sight, out of mind, So stop torturing yourself. Don't ask, don't look, don't seek, don't beg people for information. If your son or daughter wants you to know, they'll tell you. Until then, take care of yourself, and I will be back.